Today we're going to go over the installation of the pivot point for the swing arms on your new truck tarp system. It's important to note that before we can find this exact location for the pivot point, that we have to find and install our roller bar. You can see the installation of the roller bar in the cab shield on this particular truck. To get started on finding the location of the pivot point, you're going to need a few tools, starting with 2 tape measures, and if you're working alone, a couple of vice grips. We're going to use these. We're going to use the vice grips to secure our tape measures to the body of the bed and then take the measurement to get the proper location of the pivot point. Okay, so I've secured both of my tape measures at the proper location. As you can see, I have this tape measure going up to the front of the cab on the cab shield, secured it with my vice grip, and then on the back I've taken my tape measure and I've secured it to the top where the tailgates can go. And this is where I'm going to want the arm to land, right on top of this surface right here. And you can see that I've actually angled the 2 tape measures towards the center of the truck. All right, I wanted to point out one aspect of the installation for the arms where they land. On the front end, we're going to want the arm to land a few inches in front, or I guess behind, the roller bar. So in this case, I'm about 4 inches in front of the roller bar, and it's important to have it a little bit in front because when the tarp winds up, it should wind up in a position where it's rolling underneath the roller bar. So as I'm looking at the driver's side of the truck, for the tarp to wind up on the roller bar, I want the roller bar to be spinning in a clockwise motion. So it's going clockwise, the tarp is rolling underneath as the arm is being retracted. So again, a little bit behind the roller bar, 4 or 5 inches, depending on the length of the trailer or the truck. The longer it is, a little further back that you'd want to be. We showed the 2 locations where we have secured the tape measures, and that will be where the arm will land as it pivots forward and back. So to find the actual location of the pivot point, we take tape measure from the rear of the truck and the tape measure from the front of the body, and we're going to bring them together. And wherever the measurement crosses that it's identical, in this case, we're right at about 74 inches. That is our pivot point location. So if I moved it up, it would be where 70 crosses. If I move it down, it would be, say, where 78 crosses. It's going to give me that same plane regardless. So where my pivot point will be is right at the 74-inch mark. And then you can see that I've already mounted the pivot point, and I tried to keep it square on the side of the body of the truck. So I don't want it to go too high and have a ledge up here, or too low and be underneath. Of course, that will depend a little bit on the thickness of the body of the truck. Okay, so now that we have found the pivot point on the driver's side of the truck, we need to find the location of the pivot point on the passenger side of the truck. A little simpler process. All we're going to use is this location by taking a measurement off of the rear of the truck to the center of the pivot point. In this case, I'm exactly 51 inches. I'm going to also take a second measurement off of the front to the center of the pivot point. I'm exactly 48 inches, so I have nice round figures to work with. So I'm going to go to the other side of the truck and take those exact same measurements. On the passenger side of the truck, as you can see, the pivot point is installed. But just to take the check and make sure that the measurements are correct, I come off of the rear, I pick a point, and I'm exactly 51 inches. And then I do my check off of the front, and I'm exactly 48 inches. So I know that both pivot points are square to each other, and when the arm is installed, it will ride forward and back in a nice square position and not cause any problems with the tarp. Okay, so there you have it. Just a few easy steps for locating and determining the location of your pivot point on both the driver's side and passenger side of your truck. In later videos, we'll talk about installing the swing arms and the roller bar assembly. Please check us out on the web at www.tarpguy.com, and we'll have all that information at the end of the video. Thanks for watching.